talking, but we stay sparking. In my city, Dark Knight, Batman, and they be robbing. Nowadays, we ain't want no problems, but if we get into it, just know that we would solve it. Nowadays, I just be focused on dreams and feeding my team. Nowadays, I got lots of options, they all be watching me. Back in them trenches, we was scheming and plotting. They act like we ain't with it, but we was doing this often. Hi bitches, what's good? It's Janae. I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be on the topic of Transmed. Now, a lot of people have very strong opinions about Transmed versus Too Cute, and I don't even know about none of that shit. We're not going to talk about none of that shit. I'm not saying I'm some fucking Too Cute or whatever the fuck, so don't come at me like that. That's not what this is for the fucking dumbasses that click on my shit. I want to talk about the issue with Transmed ideology. And if you don't know what that ideology is, it's basically the idea that you need dysphoria to be transgender and then medically transition and everything. And that it's like a medical, scientific sort of thing. Now you might be thinking to yourself like, oh, Janae, that makes a lot of sense. What's the issue with this? How could it be toxic? And that's part of the issue, is that why is it used so much, is that it does make a lot of sense. And it's the easiest way to describe what being trans is. That's the whole reason that people have sort of taken up this whole Transmed ideology thing, is just to seem valid to other people. And that's part of the reason why it's so toxic. We created this fucking whole ideology literally just to fucking prove that, like, oh, I'm trans for a reason, and scientifically, and it's legitimate. And I've never been a person that felt like I needed nothing to prove. Like, I'm me, I'm always me, I don't need a label to be me. Like, I am transgender because, like, that's what the definition is. I'm also transsexual because that's what the definition is. And put a pin in that because I'm about to get back to that. But really, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters to me is that I got on hormones and I get to be my true self. And I get to do that every day, and I don't have to worry about petty bullshit. So transgender and transsexual are two different things. Many people don't know that. They think like transsexual is just like the old word for transgender. They're actually two different definitions, and I will put the definitions up on screen right now. I'm not reading from the definition, so it's not going to be word for word, but I will put the Google definition up there. I'll put a screenshot of it. Basically, being transgender means that you identify as a gender that is different than your assigned sex. So if you're born male and you identify as female or anything fucking in between, any of the non-binary genders, then you would be transgender. Transsexualism, on the other hand, is someone who medically transitions like from one sex to another. So you to go on hormones to medically transition, you would be transsexual. This means that all transsexuals are transgender, but not all transgender people are transsexual. A lot of people don't know this, and you'd really be surprised. Like, even a lot of trans people. So I do have to put this out there in the first place so everyone's on the same page. Now, notice that nowhere in the definition does it say that it is required to have gender dysphoria to be transgender or even to be transsexual. It's not a requirement. The requirements are simple. To be transgender, you have to identify as a different gender than you were born. To be transsexual, you have to medically transition. So by those definitions, like, that's all you have to do. So Transmed ideology is already like off basis. It's not fact. It's not scientific as much as people would lead you to believe. It's just simply not the case. And a simple Google search will show you that. Does it make sense to transition and to go on hormones if you don't have dysphoria? No, I don't really think it makes sense. We live in a free world though, so you're free to make your own bad decisions or good decision, whatever fucking decision you want to make. So if you don't have dysphoria and you want to go on hormones, like, go ahead. I have nothing to say against that. I just don't think it makes a whole lot of sense, because if there's nothing wrong with your body, why would you want to change it? But as far as for the whole fact of like you need dysphoria to be trans, not true. Simply not true. Look it up, fucking Google it, it's right there. The issue is that there's a disagreement onto what causes issues in our community and why. So a lot of people would tell you that people identifying as trans who don't have dysphoria is damaging because they're not representing us in like a good way. They're not actually trans, therefore like it's damaging to the community. And I disagree with that. If you really think that we need to make sure that every trans person is being a certain way and has dysphoria and is all these other things so that people see that and they understand that like we're valid and we're normal and it's not this crazy thing, then you're fighting the wrong fight. You're fighting for people that are fucking ignorant and already probably have some sort of bias or idea of what a trans person is. And that's not what you should be fucking fighting for. Like, that's literally dumb. Like, if I'm not so stupid to assume that, like, someone's gonna look at a different tranny and say, oh, this is what all trannies must be. Like, if you're a person that thinks that way, you're a fucking simple-minded fucking idiot. And you need to grow and you need to fucking expand your knowledge, because nobody should ever look at one person in a group and assume that that's how everyone is, because that's how nothing works. That's not even logical. So I don't know why we're so concerned with like how the fuck our community looks. Like, I don't care if some fucking idiot wants to identify as autism gender. That doesn't make me look any different. Like any other trans person, like I don't take that as making our community look any type of way. And I think it's really toxic to constantly be so focused on like, how's our community looking? Is this person valid? Is that person valid? Does this person have dysphoria? Oh, I don't know. Like, and it creates all this confusion and all this bullshit, and people on the outside looking in see this shit, and it's really fucking off-putting. And you know what? If you want something to stop being talked about, stop being like seen, then stop fucking talking about it. It's that simple. If we stop talking about trenders, they're not going to be focused on. They're going to fucking go away. Let's focus on all the cool shit. Like, hey, Janae's fucking trans and she raps. Like, that's really cool. That's positive. Let's focus on that. Like, let's support trans artists. Let's support trans actors. All of this shit. Let's start talking about the positive shit in our community and not argue over something as fucking stupid as dysphoria. Anyways, that's my little rant about why I think the Transmed ideology is just not positive, not good for our community. Now, I'm not saying that like it makes sense to fucking transition without dysphoria. Obviously, I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying I think our efforts as the trans community could be put towards something much more efficient that will get us much better results and much better acceptance rates, because something is going sideways and people are not accepting us as well as they did before, which doesn't make any sense. We're supposed to be moving forward. LGBT acceptance rates are down, and we need to change that. Anyways, I love you bitches. Peace out. Have a great day. I got an op in my optics. Bitches don't be rocking how we be rocking. Bitches be doing all that talking until we walking. Pass out clips like Stockton. I got an option. Play the right moves, so I ain't got problems. I wasn't good at mathematics, but I know just how to solve it. Yeah. Bitch want problems, then we rocking. Ain't no hoeing me. Watch how you talking. I'm watching your wrist. Bitch, that you look like a lick. Type to just scare if I pull out a stick. Glock 26, got a long clip. We could call that shit a dick. Make one call and that's it. And if we can't find you, then it's your dad or your mom or your kids. Phone and be steady, he knocking off lids. I'm feeling eager to snap back. Don't make me backtrack and get in your ass. We played the right moves, so we bagged it. Show your ass how to act. Think shit sweet, well I never lack. Feeling supreme, smoking on pack. This my lifestyle, shit can get lights out. You don't wanna find out. I know all the tricks to find where you hide out. Know a few homies who still doing drills, ready to ride out. Talking that shit, they always get back to me. Don't let me find out. I bully him kids and I put him in timeout. He wouldn't tell me, so I ripped his head open to see what his mind about. Bitch, yeah. I got an op in my optics. Bitches don't be rocking how we be rocking. Bitches be doing